Good morning, happy Monday, happy new week to you. I come to share a weekly word with you, and this week's word is what if. I was asked a question by a lovely supporter, a part of the YT family here. She's always been supportive, and she was very respectful in her statement and her question. But it gave me cause to pause and to really think about what she said. And basically, she gave me some background just briefly on something she felt about the royal family and asked me a question as a person of color what my thoughts were. And I gave this some thought. I did before I answered her. And what I want to say is, when you grew up, like I did maybe, in a house full of siblings, and you wanted your parents to see you as an individual. Even though you was part of that family and you grew up with a set of, I guess, rules and principles and things, you ultimately still wanted to have your own identity and your own way. When you was a teacher in school, I remember a class that I was in with my brother. I'm sure my brother wanted the teacher to look at him as himself, and I did also want to be an individual. And have you ever known that, you see families where you have one that's a class clown and maybe one that's studious, and the teacher will say, well, you're not like your brother, or you're not like your sister, or this, that, and the third. We all want to be seen as individuals and given a fair chance. Have you ever known, even when Barack Obama was president, he spoke about how his grandparents felt, even though he knew his grandparents loved him, about other races. And so what if their daughter would have had the same sentiments, then there would have not been a Barack Obama or his sister or whomever. So, and it's so many families that I know, and even some personally who grew up in racist families who have decided that this is not the way I want to live, and this is how I want to break the chain. There are many Caucasians who speak against, how African Americans have been treated in the news lately. People just calling the police on them, for no reason at all, so you cannot group a whole race together, a whole people together just because they come from the same family. And it made me think about a lot of that. I grew up and it used to be like my dad would say, don't hang out with such and such or so-and-so or whomever, because birds of a feather flock together. While that may be true, but have you noticed though, even in the sky, when there are a group of birds, there's still like several of them just kind of straggling behind, and maybe you may see one, then you may see a group of two, then you may see one, and you may see a group of four. Even though they're part of that flock, they're still off doing their own thing. They have their own individuality. Some of it may be good, some of it may not be so good. But it just goes to show you that it's not always because you're a part of something that you have groupthink. If a family member was to do something heinous, and you love them, do you stop loving them? No, that's why a lot of families still support their family members. Even when they know they committed a crime, they still there loving them. They're still going to visit them in prison because of love. And that was the ultimate message that I got from the minister from America. He spoke on love and God's love for one. And I thought about, her question, and I'm like, you have to separate people and give them a chance. And you don't have to like what they do, but what if God decided, because the human race is just so terrible, we're not going to allow you to have the love of God in your life. I'm not going to love you as my child. What if you're a parent and your child does something wrong one time and you say, I'm just going to stop loving my child? What if you make one mistake in life. And even if you rectify it, you're not given a chance to be a productive citizen. What if? What if? What if? But ultimately, you have to think about the grace that God gives us, the mercy that He allows us. That just because we're of a family who may be atheists, but if we decide to choose God, that's why we have choice in life. If we decide to choose God, then we're, that's, God still loves us. It's our choice to come to Him. And what if we didn't have that choice based on some of the decisions our family members made, or based on some of the decisions our friends made? You know how your parents say, if everybody, Johnny jumps off a bridge, are you going to jump off one too? You still have the choice. You still have the decision. You still have your own character and integrity. And it's not based on where you come from or who your family is. Do you know how many people have made the decision to love who they love regardless of? I watch a lot of YouTube videos of what their family feelings are. So when you're thinking about judging someone based on the group they hang in, the family they grew up in, their surroundings, their background, it does not define you. Always remember, what if God did the same? He loves us regardless and in spite of. He forgives us regardless and in spite of. We're not here to judge. Our task is to love one another. We don't have to like each other, actions at all. You don't have to like what a person does to love them. And you don't have to agree with everything they say or do to love them. And remember that when you think about things, and everybody has an opinion and everybody has a right to support the things that they want. But remember, before you think bad about a person based on their family members or what their brother or sister may do, remember, what if God did the same? So today I ask you to just be thankful, be appreciative, but more ultimately for what you have and who you are. Be appreciative of people and thankful of the people that you are exposed to in your life. The good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful. Because there's always a lesson in it. And remember, before you pass judgment on someone, remember, what if God did the same? I want you to know that you're loved. I most definitely love you, but God loves you the most. Remember to always be kind to yourself and others. Be joyful and be blessed. And keep that question at the forefront at all times when it comes to people and loving them. What if? Love you all. Have a great, wonderful, and beautiful and blessed week. Bye.